G'day everyone, it's Warren from NQ Explorers with another outdoor gear review video. The equipment you're about to see me test and review in the bush today has been sent to me free of charge for this review video. If you have a look at our playlist on our channel, we now have a gear review playlist where you can look at all the gear reviews we do on the channel. We are primarily a metal detecting, rally hunting and adventure channel, but we also do reviews on outdoor equipment that we actually use in the bush on our adventures. Thanks for watching. Today we'll be reviewing the Wildguarder Owler 1 night vision binocular system. So what's in the box with the Owler 1 night vision binoculars? They come in a sturdy cardboard presentation with the Wildguarder logo, an owl on the front, and on the back we've got the specs of the binoculars. Let's have a look inside. Okay, we've got a nice leaf cam hard case. That's very nice. It's great for just running in the back of the Land Rover or knocking around in the back of your ute, really. Pretty well protected by the look of that. Okay, in the top of the hard case we've got the user manual. We've got a neck strap, USB-A to USB-C charge cable, a little adapter for the different charges and an SD card, and a cleaning cloth. That's nice. And the binoculars themselves. Here we go. Okay, the viewing screen's protected by that plastic. We'll have to peel that off. There's the optical viewing end. We've got a standard tripod mount. And on the top we've got the on-off menu button, mode button, shot button, infrared and zoom. That should be digital zoom. On the side here we've got charge ports and SD card slots and a HDMI slot. And these are the loops for the supplied strap. Well, I haven't even turned them on yet, and something I really like is this user manual. It's entirely in English, the whole thing. It's got all the setup controls, explanation of the screen icons and the specs in the back, how to connect to the computer, and then common problems. So that's a really good little manual, pocket size, just stays in that top slot in the lid of the hard case. I like that. Okay, the Owler 1 is powered by AA batteries, 8 of. We've got 2 battery compartments on the underside here, left and right, 4 batteries on each side. Would have been nice to see a rechargeable built-in battery, but we'll live with the AA's. They're relatively inexpensive and high-quality ones. So let's load the batteries up into the unit and power it on. Okay, well that was a AA battery system. But you can also operate the unit via an external power bank, which is a great idea if you set up in a bird hide or somewhere like that with a tripod. Get a decent little USB-C cable with it, or you can get a much longer one if you wanted to as an accessory, and then set yourself up with that attached to your tripod so you've got power all the time to the binoculars. Now, as you can see, we've got this rubber cover here. It's got a HDMI outlet to your television if you want to run your videos on TV. USB-C, and there's your SD card. So if I plug in the USB, you'll see the binoculars will start up. I'll power up and go through the startup sequence. SD card is booting up and we're ready to go. So you can power that long term off an external power source or a larger battery bank if you set up in a permanent spot with a tripod and spotting wildlife or birds or whatever you want to do with these night vision binoculars, or of course in the daytime too. Saves using and draining the AA battery system. So here's a general overview of the units. As you can see, these are the 2 lenses. This is the actual lens, that's the optical lens, so it's got a lens cap. It's got the distance focus ring and then a clarity adjustment ring. So once you get rough focus with this, you clarify your image on the screen inside with the second control, and this one is the infrared laser for the night vision. That's not really an optical lens, this one is. So it's like a monocular, if you like, that provides the data to the screen inside the unit. Then we got your on-off button. The menu switches between photo or video when you want to record data that you're looking at through the binoculars. This is your zoom functions, up and down, in and out, obviously. This turns on your infrared for night vision. There's 3 levels of infrared night vision that you can access by just pressing the button 1, 2, 3, and you go through the 3 levels of infrared. When you press it a 4th time, it goes back to normal daylight operation and turns off the infrared sensor. This is your OK button for any menu items you're operating, and of course this is your activation for either shooting single still photographs or video. And this final button is the mode button that switches between photo or video, and inside on the screen, reflection's a bit of an issue obviously, but you can see there's my selection of video or photo. Now inside on the screen there, it's very difficult to film that because of the reflections. You've got your a little symbol that indicates whether you're in video or single photo mode, the date and time which is set through the menu system, the brightness indicator, and the level of storage capacity available on your SD card. So what application would I have for these personally in my outdoor adventures, metal detecting and exploring? Well, what I usually do is research a site, check it on Google Earth, and then I'll do a field recon. Now, it may be on private property, it may not be near the road, so I do always have a set of optical binoculars in the Land Rover to come to a site, see if there's any evidence of an old building or an old school or whatever was there, without trespassing, so I can determine whether it hasn't been disturbed or if it's worth even investigating any further with a metal detector. When I determine that it is worth doing that, I'll go and approach the landowner and try to get permission to enter the property. So the binoculars are a way of doing recon, obviously, on distant objects that I may have researched on Google Earth. Now the beauty of these binoculars in particular, these Owler ones, is that I can record what I'm looking at, so I can review that later when I get home on the computer on a large screen. So what I'll do now is we'll have a look around here. This is an old school site. Down the back of the old school site is an old lunch shed. There's a concrete slab there. I'll see if I can see that in the grass. The grass is quite long today, so perhaps not. But anyway, we'll have a look around with the binoculars, and I will upload the recording onto this video so you can see what I'm seeing right now. So the Owler ones have a 20 times optical zoom and a 4 times digital zoom, which is controlled by these up and down arrows on the top of the housing. Obviously you're not going to get the resolution of an optical 50 times binocular or higher, but you do have the ability to record whatever you're looking at. Really interesting to get it out tonight, and we'll try it on some wildlife in the dark and record that too. So look, I'm impressed with this. I do enjoy scoping things out and doing a bit of recon. Binoculars mean you can do it from the safety of public land. You don't have to be trespassing, and you can also look at scenery and if you're interested in birds and wildlife, that kind of thing. Perfect for that because you can actually record what you're seeing. But yeah, this is ideal for what I do. I'll just leave these in the car at all times. I probably won't use the AA battery system so much. I'd rather use a power bank. I've always got plenty of power banks and portable batteries in the vehicle that I can charge these binoculars with or run off the power bank constantly. So great in a campsite, great in an outdoor situation like this, doing a bit of recon for whatever your outdoor pursuits are. One real application for night vision, and this is a fairly inexpensive way to get into the world of night vision, is camp security. If you're remote camped, way off the grid, in the bush or the outback, you now have the ability to see what's going on around you in the dark. And I reckon that's a pretty good little security measure to have in the back of the four-wheel drive, the rooftop tent or the caravan. Okay, so this is how I'm running the Owler one now, while I've been evaluating it over the last few days. I've actually removed the AA batteries. I've got an external bank with the USB-C plugged in to power the unit, so I get hours of runtime. The night vision infrared does drain batteries quicker than the day vision. I mean, just a quick overview again. Okay, so this is your optical side. It's actually a monocular that feeds to the LCD screen on the back, and this one is your infrared light. And that's adjustable for depth and width and field of vision. So you can adjust your, it's like a spotlight of infrared, so you can spot very tight, or you can go wide and see a bigger area with the infrared light. And of course, anything that you're observing at night with the infrared system doesn't know that you're looking at it because the infrared's not visible. Last night I ran this for the first time at night, just around here in the bush, looking into the a creek gully just down the road a bit, and I observed kangaroos feeding, and there was a flying fox in the tree, and it was absolutely pitch black. You couldn't see a thing. With the night vision, it is brilliant. It just illuminates the whole scene. I'll show you the recording of that in a minute. And I was really impressed, actually. I spent 15 years in the Air Force, and I know what military night vision looks like, and this is very, very good. No, it's not military night vision, but for the price you pay for these night vision binoculars, you get very high performance. Once again, I prefer to power it externally. I mean, that's just my personal choice. This isn't something you can run around with and quickly whip the glasses up to see something. You need the internal batteries for that. It does have a boot up time of about 2 or 3 seconds. So it boots up on the screen, the computer sort of spools up, and you get the SD card syncing and all that sort of thing. So it's not the kind of thing you can whip them up and quickly look at an object that you want to look at that you've observed off the side of the road or wherever you happen to be. There's a little bit of a boot up time, but at night it is brilliant. I mean, they're marketed as night vision binoculars, and that's exactly what they do really well. And you record at night. You've got options of a 10-second default record, a 30-second default record, or limitless recording. So the little videos I'm just about to show you now are all 30-second videos that I took last night in the absolute pitch black with the Owler ones. Let's have a look at them now. So here's the vision I shot last night in absolute pitch black. We've got an eastern grey kangaroo feeding on the grass, completely unaware we're observing it. It's about 300 metres downrange, which is very impressive. I've got the zoom on optical, and later in this shot you'll see I'll go to the digital zoom and come in real close. I'm not using a tripod, so it's a bit shaky, but it would be improved with the tripod. Also that little flying fox hanging in the tree above the kangaroo, you can see it moving around. It's very black on the infrared, but its eyes shine quite well and it's identifiable as a flying fox. So this is outstanding night vision, recorded on the SD card, easily played back on your computer, seamless integration with just plugging it into a micro USB holder and sticking it into your computer, and straight away you've got recorded night vision. So this is the actual sound from the inbuilt mic on the other ones. Well, I'm scanning down along that tree line there. That's on the edge of a fairly substantial creek. And as you can see, I've magnified it, zoomed in, and this is the kind of audio you can record with the built-in mic while you're videoing. Pretty awesome feature. So once again, I'll scan this creek line. Now I'm handheld. That previous shot was on the little mini tripod. So you can see that obviously we have far less stability when it's handheld. That is acceptable for identifying features in the distance. So build quality is excellent from what I can see. Nice hard durable plastic. You've got a nice solid rubber shade on the LCD screen for out in bright conditions. The buttons are very easy to manipulate in a normal viewing position, and you quickly learn where they all are and what they do. The one closest to you on the right hand side is your camera activation, so that's the one you'd use the most really when you're observing anything at night. And also you've got your digital zoom up and down on the right hand side, the top and bottom buttons there. Very simple to use, easy to operate, ergonomically is great. It weighs around 900 grams, just under a kilo. I have not found any real issues with it from an operational point of view. So in a fixed or static position setup just like this, you get very good image stability, and the focus is simplicity in itself. Very fine adjustments, but it's much easier when you've got a stable tripod holding the unit up. As a mobile application, you're going to have a bit of jitteriness and focus issues because you're holding nearly a 1 kilo binocular to your eyes, and it is very sensitive to tiny adjustments in the focus. So your video may be a little jumpy, but I mean that doesn't really matter in a quick let's have a look what's going on situation. But if you want to sit up in a bird hide and look at wildlife, this to me is the ideal setup. External power source, mini tripod, easy to focus and easy to run the controls without any bumping or refocusing as you're observing any wildlife or whatever you're looking at. So two ways to use it really in my mind: fixed position with an external power source, mobile use with the internal batteries. Electronics and hot weather. Well, Australia's a hot country and I live in Queensland, one of the hottest parts of Australia. Electronics don't like hot weather. This is just an initial review. In a few months' time, when I've used these around the camp and through this summer, I'll do another review and see how they've performed long term in adverse conditions. Okay, in summary, the LO1 night vision binoculars, they're great for the price you're paying. You don't expect mil-spec at this price point, and you're not going to get that kind of mil-spec performance, but you get great night vision, you get good HD recording, and you get HD photographs out of the item as they come. Really nice touches, you get a 32 gig micro SD with them. Not many manufacturers provide SD cards, but you get one with this. The downside, well, it'd have to be the AA batteries for me. It's not a deal breaker, but it'd be nice to see that as a lithium ion built-in or removable charge bank that I could charge off grid. And the other one, it's a little one too, but in handheld mode, when you're just scoping, you know, out the side of the car or whatever, you've just picked them up quickly to look at something in the distance. The focus rings have such a fine rotational adjustment on them. It'd be nice to see that geared slightly less fine. I guess that's the way to put it. So you've got more adjustment depth on the focal point there, but you do get there eventually. But you might have seen in my earlier video that I shot yesterday outdoors looking at that mountain, there's kind of a lot of in and out of focus as you're getting that adjustment just right. And of course, I do wear reading glasses, and a lot of people do obviously, and you have to wear them to use this LCD screen. So they're the only real downsides to it. I guess they're a bit weighty for carrying around in a backpack. They're more a vehicle sort of mount. And to me, the go-to system would be with a tripod. You're going to be set up in a bird hide or somewhere where you're observing wildlife, or, you know, around the camp at night, because you get steadier vision, you get steadier recording, and B, that little focus is much easier to adjust when the binoculars are held really still on a tripod. But other than that, I reckon they're great. I mean, if you want to get into a bit of night vision, like I said, for camp security or wildlife spotting, they're perfect. Wildguarder, Hour 1 night vision binoculars. Thanks for watching.